Hello, Spokes. It's me, Dennis. Well, I was going to record my weekly video, but I waited too long and it got dark, so we're doing it campfire style, only without a flashlight. This is my laptop behind me that is causing the light. But isn't it a creepy, neat effect? Anyway, this has been a very good week. I got, just today, I crossed the 1,000 mile mark on my journey. And I also had my first flat tire today, thankfully right in front of a gas station. And I also had my first good tailwind today, and I went like crazy before I had my flat tire. But anyway, the week in review, I'm going to go through it real quick here and play a couple of short videos for you. And at the end, I will wrap it up. But here's the few short videos. Hello, Spokes. It's Monday, May 4th, I think. I'm kind of losing track of the days here. But I had planned a fairly short day today because I rode very hard yesterday and ended up cutting it way short and had to get a hotel room. So today I planned a shorter day, and the weather is very threatening. There's a tornado watch out, so I just decided to call it a very early day. I only went about 40 some miles today. And some locals pointed out this little city park here that they thought I could camp in for free. We'll see how that works out. But even if I don't get to continue on today, or if I just spend the whole day here at this park, I can't complain too much because look at how beautiful it is. This is in Sneads, Florida, just on the other side of Chattahoochee. In fact, Chattahoochee is on the other side of this river over here in another time zone. And it's just a very, very pretty park. So if I have to spend the day here, I'm not going to complain too much. However, I would enjoy not having a tornado. So I'm just going to sit it out here and see what happens. Anyway, that's your update for today. Bye. And one of these days I'm going to figure out where this camera needs to be so that my head is all in the picture. I always seem to cut off my head so you only see that much of me. Anyway, how am I doing? Well, Spokes, I am in Defuniak Springs, Florida, and my map tells me that there's a lot of interesting historical buildings around this lake, Lake Defuniak. I don't know if you can see it on my map here. My route circles around this lake. So I thought it'd be a good time for a Larry Cam. And I'm going to turn, there's the lake right there in front, by the way, if you can see it. And I thought I would turn Larry Cam just a little bit to this side so that you can see the houses as I go by, the buildings. So we'll see how this works. Never been done before. Although I wish I had done some Larry Cam video like this going through some of the estates in Jupiter, Florida, and around, all along the Space Coast there were some magnificent buildings, homes I guess. I would call them buildings because they were so massive. I just can't believe people actually need to live in that kind of a shelter. But anyway, along here, these are apparently some very historic homes in Defuniak Springs. Very pretty homes. Good morning. Isn't that a cute little one there? And another one. I like that color. It's peach. I do have to say I am a sucker for a wraparound porch though. I really would love a home with a wraparound porch like that. And anybody who knows me knows I would use a wraparound porch. Because that means I gotta live outside. Even a little one like this, wraparound porch, beautiful. These are really some great houses. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm blocking traffic, so I better get off of the road. That is a beautiful building. Well, Spokes, 930 miles, and I finally got out of the state of Florida. Welcome, sweet home, Alabama. So I am staying at a state park right down here on the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Beautiful beach, white sand. This is really powdery sand. I just can't believe it. I don't know if you can see the consistency of it. It's very cool to walk in though. And it's a very wide beach. There's the sunset over there. People strolling along. And tomorrow was supposed to be a rest day, but this campground is rather expensive. They're charging like $25 plus tax to stay here. So I'm gonna probably move on tomorrow and pick another place to have a rest day. I start heading north tomorrow, and I'm gonna probably run into some very difficult, more difficult riding anyway than what I'm used to on the flats here in Florida and the rolling hills. I think I'm gonna get into some actual hills. So that's the report, and when I get my rest day I will update the blog with a thing, and of course this will already be on it. Talk to you later. And now here's a couple of very scenic things that I saw this week. Lots of things to see again this weekend. I got to take a dip into a couple of natural springs, which was fantastic. Crystal blue water. It was just fun to stop and take a dip in the springs, and I even camped on one of the springs in Florida before I got into Alabama. It was really nice. So here's some other pictures of scenery that happened this week. So there you go. Week 2 was a very good week, and I learned a few things. Let's see, what are some of the things that I've learned from the road so far? Number 1, of course, the obvious, you hold your breath over the roadkill. Number 2, at any busy intersection, there's always a triangle with junk in it that you should avoid, and there's always a big bolt there. I don't know why there's always a big bolt, but there always is. Apparently trucks lose bolts as they're turning corners. Oh, and number 3, I also learned that you don't look at what you're trying not to run over, you look at where you want to go. Because I always ended up hitting everything that I was trying to avoid, but once I started looking to where I wanted to go instead of the object, I ended up missing it. And what else did I see along the road? Lots of wigs and hair extensions for some reason. Girls, wrap your head before you get on the Harley. Okay? That's week 2.